What is up? It's your boy L.Dre. In my last video, we talked about lo-fi hip-hop being too saturated. And in this video, I just want to show you how I am able to make my music stand out amongst the sea of lo-fi producers that seem to be popping up left and right. Now, there's three main tips I want to focus on. Stay tuned for the third one that is kind of the most important to me personally. But the first tip is something you should already be familiar with about me, is I like to incorporate music from my favorite shows, my favorite animes, cartoons, whatever it may be. I like to incorporate music from those things into my own stuff. One of my most popular songs being a lo-fi rendition of the Steven Universe theme song, where I took this and turned it into this. I do this because I love it and it really shows my personality, and that's one way I'm able to stand out. And if you're a fan of anime, you might be excited because your boy has finally caught up to One Piece. It was a journey. It was a long, excruciating at times journey, but I finally caught up, and I felt like now's the best time where I should flip something from the show. So if you're familiar with Nami's theme song, I turned that into this. But before I show you how I made it, let's address the elephant in the room. I've been doing videos like this for a long time, and obviously someone as transparent as me, I'm giving you all the keys, I'm showing you everything I do. There's bound to be some people that follow my advice and start to do the exact same thing as me. Now, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but there are a ton of people doing exactly what I'm showing you. So even if you're trying to stand out amongst the overall music producer community, now you also have to find a way to stand out amongst the niche lo-fi theme song cover community. So let's get into how I made this, and I'll tell you some things that I'm doing to stand out still. All right, so the first thing I usually do when I'm doing these theme song flips is I will hit YouTube and search up a tutorial on how to play the thing on keys, and I'll try to replay it. And one of the first tips I'm gonna give you that I'm trying to do to stand out is, since this was a flute melody, I hit up my boy Seb Zilner, who, if you don't know, he did the flute on the Boondocks flip I did last year. And I'm like, you know what? It's time for a part 2. So I hit him up to see if he'll do the flute. He said he was down, and he pulled up to the studio to make it happen. But before he got here, I wanted to get a bass layer for him to like record over. So this is how I did it. I downloaded the track, got the tempo, and brought it in here. The tempo ended up being around 140. So I let it loop like this. And then once I got a good tempo and all that kind of stuff, that's when I started adding some drums. Start with the kick and snare, hi-hat, some percussion. If you're listening to that, one thing you might notice is it sounds very L.Dre. So I kind of found my own sound, right? And how I did that was literally, bro, I make my own drum kits. When you listen to this drum loop, you might think to yourself, oh bro, yeah, that's an L.Dre drum groove, no doubt about it. I started making drum kits simply because I am not the type of dude that needs 25 different drum kits. So I started making my own because literally I found myself just using the same sounds over and over again. Who cares? I don't care. The fans are still listening. Nobody's complaining. I'm using the same drums all the time. Obviously, quick plug, if you haven't got any of my drum kits yet, check out the bundle, because you get every single kit in the L.Dre drum kit series, and it's discounted crazy. I don't even know, like, let me check my website, bro. So yeah, dude, it's over $210 worth of drum kits, and you can literally get all of them for $126, which to me is a steal. If not, I'd say like my favorite might be L.Dre Drum Kit Volume 4. So if you want to start somewhere, grab L.Dre Drum Kit Volume 4. That was probably like one of my favorite kits I made. But yeah, so one way to stand out is to just start developing your own sound, and you do that by just making similar types of music over time. But obviously you don't want to get stale. You always want to switch it up. But for me, it's just like using the same drum sounds and just using similar techniques when I go to make drums. Now, another thing that makes me me is I love using Rhodes. I use Rhodes in literally all of my beats. This is actually the Rhodes V8 plugin, which I switched afterwards, but I'm just gonna show you these chords I came up with first and foremost. Here they are. Here's how it sounds with the original sample. Now, some of you might be thinking, yo, that don't even sound right. When I come up with chords for these flips, sure, I could have went and got these chords right here. I could have got those exact chords and figured them out and played them. But I don't know, for me, I just wanted to fit into my realm. And my realm sounds like this. It's a little more minor sounding. It's a little more depressing, you know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of my vibe. And again, that's a theme you're going to see throughout this video, is just like doing what makes me me. So that is a very L.Dre thing to do, using Rhodes, using minor scales, stuff like that. But yeah, I eventually switched the Rhodes to Lounge Lizard. I don't know, you might have seen that Black Friday video I did, but I got this Rhodes plugin. It's great, bro. This is the official Rhodes plugin by the people who made the Rhodes. It's super sick, the sounds are great, but I don't know, bro. Once I put on Lounge Lizard, it just gave me the sound I wanted, bro. I mean, if you want to compare, this is the Rhodes plugin. This is Lounge Lizard. It's just the sound I wanted, easy. No changing presets, I just open it up and that's what it is. So for me, that's just how I like to do things, bro. Anyway, this is the loop that I ended up with before Seb pulled up. Now, Seb Zilner, let me tell you, he is a wizard. He pulled up, never even heard the song before. I played it for him. You know what, why am I even telling you? Let me show you. Yo, so I got my boy Seb back in it. If you aren't familiar with him, king of sax, king of flute. You watch One Piece?
No.
You watch anime at all?
Sometimes.
Cut the cameras, cut the cameras. But no, all right, Nami's thing from One Piece. Now, mind you, Seb here has only heard it how many times today?
Once or twice?
Probably twice. Yeah. Do your thing, bro. I mean, he's just that good, bro. He's just that good. So boom, he recorded that flute. Here's how it sounds with the beat right now. And he also added that sax layer. Which ended up sounding like this. So pretty much after he recorded that, all I needed to do was add bass and some more atmospheric stuff. The bass I used was Keybase. Again, I'm always going to put on for Keybase. Free plugin. It's my favorite bass right now, and it's free. Check it out. And all I did to get the bass was just copy the lower notes and the chords. And then I just added some atmosphere stuff. We got some waves, because it's One Piece, they're on a ship, some seagulls and stuff like that, and some crashes and all that, and this is how it sounds. And then here, first thing I did to stand out was getting Seb to actually play a real instrument on that. I haven't even checked, but there might be people flipping this exact same song. But 9 out of 10, they're probably just like using a VST flute or playing the melody on piano or something like that. So that's one thing that I feel like I can do at this point in my career to like set myself apart. And then the other tip was just like, I found my own personal sound, which is something that you should look into. And the way I did it was by using similar sounds, using similar drum grooves. Like I use Rhodes in every beat, I use this bass in every beat, I use my own kits in every beat. So stuff like that is what I feel like make me L.Dre, like that creates the L.Dre sound. And here's another very important thing to think about, having multiple sections in these kind of beats. It's super easy to just find one melody from something. Like for example, with Steven Universe, that's kind of all I did. I just took that one melody and then I just built alongside it. But with this one and a few of my previous tracks that I've been working on, one thing I'm doing to kind of switch it up is to take multiple sections from the original song. So in this one, for example, the flute melody is doing all types of things during the whole duration of the song. I had him play this part, and here's how it sounds. Because most people that are probably doing flips like this, they might just be taking the song exactly how it is and just replicating the melodies on piano and then just put in lo-fi drums. But for me, I like to look at it as like an entirely new project, an entirely new beat. So if you listen to this vibe and then you go back to this, it's not really the same beat anymore. It's something completely different in my opinion. But yeah, that's the song. And most importantly, I'd say, I don't know if this is number 3. Honestly, I lied at the beginning. I don't know if there's 3 tips. There should be some good nuggets in there. But the most important thing that I was talking about in the beginning was, now it's like the whole content thing. I got the song, sure. The song is good. I like it. I got the cover license with DistroKid. I'm pretty set on that. So now it's like making your content stand out is really the difficult part. But if you start with the music, it'll be easier to kind of weave some kind of narrative into whatever you're promoting, right? So for example, a few ways that I could promote this track. I kind of did something similar with the Boondocks one. And that video went pretty viral on Instagram. I think it has like 700,000 views right now, and it's this. So in that, I took a different approach. I didn't want to say, my usual thing is, you heard this Boondocks song, here's me making it lo-fi, and then I show how I do it, which is cool, whatever. But in this one, I kind of wanted to just have a funny element because that's actually how that song went down. He came over to do some sax stuff, and then all of a sudden he pulls out a flute. And I'm like, yo, bro, you know the Boondocks theme song, and boom, we made it. So I thought it'd be funny to make that video. So for this song, for example, I could probably try to replicate that. I don't know if it'll do as well as the first one did because sure, that video did well. Maybe how I shot it, maybe how I did it did well. But at the end of the day, it was the music. People love Boondocks and the way that song came together and how it sounds is dope, blah, blah, blah. So I am gonna try to replicate that and you guys can follow along. It should be posted today. But another thing I can do is if I make several posts on social media about this song, I can weave in the narrative of using a real flute. That's something different about this track that I can use to tell a story of how it was made. The fact that it took me almost 2 years to catch up to One Piece, that is another narrative that I can use to promote this track. And if you watch my interview with Nick D, one of his ideas is not to even promote songs. He's saying that as a lo-fi producer, we should just be promoting playlists. So I've already made a playlist with all my theme song flips in it, and it's called Saturday Morning Cartoons, but it's lo-fi hip hop. So I'll probably do another post just promoting that playlist using this song. So to wrap it all up, and the reason why I feel like this is a part 2 to the lo-fi saturated video is because now this is a clear example. Like you can literally go to my social medias, go to my Spotify. First off, check this song. Link is in the description. It's available on all platforms and Bandcamp, by the way, so you can cop it for like $1 or something, show your boy some love. But not only are you gonna be able to watch this video, and then after the video, you can go to my Spotify to check it out. You can go on my Instagram and see what kind of content I'm doing. You're about to watch me implement all the strategies I've been talking about in my videos and to see if it works for me. I don't know, dude. Like you guys watching my videos, I just have ideas and I give them to you guys. I put them out there in nicely formatted videos, but I don't know shit, bro. I'm just throwing shit at the wall and figuring out things because I've had some success or whatever. So please follow along. I appreciate you guys. And I hope that this gave you some value in any way. Check out the full song out now. Link is in the description. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.